Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very exciting episode of Rise of Nyarlathotep. We are coming in hot. This is a big battle. Look at that map. Things are happening. Someone's a tree. But before we get into all this good stuff, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. I will be your DM today. My name is Lucas, and my pronouns are he, him. Ian.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Ian. My pronouns are he, they, and I'm playing Weary, the Artificer Tiefling, with just inability to be polite to people when it's necessary. And I would also like to possibly introduce my cat because I realized just now that I closed the door and he's sleeping behind me. So he might wake up someday and trot all over my laptop. His name is Wally. So if you see him, say hi. That's all I got for my intro.
Meg.
Hey, I'm back. I am Meg. I am playing our favorite socially anxious tree. Whose pronouns are they, them? I have no idea what the hell happened. School started as I'm a teacher, and yikes. We'll see what happens tonight.
Jess.
Hi there, I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Glyph, the Automata Rogue, whose pronouns are they, them, and we're going to find out if they have enough darkness in their heart to wield the Dark Blade.
This is true. Eve.
Hi, I'm Eve, and I am playing the telekinetic goblin super soldier TK37, and both our pronouns are she, her. And we're both ready to kick this Eldritch Dragon's ass.
Hell yeah. Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason, and I'm playing Kritak, the simply superb Plemarian Bard. We both go by he, him.
All right. So, music and sound effects, the sounds of people screaming, swords hitting metal, and the odd monster shrieking are provided to us by Sirenscape. If you want your nighttime routine to sound like a massive eldritch war, why hop on over to Sirenscape and check out the lovely sounds they have going on over there. If you look at this map right here, you're like, whoa, Lucas, I always wanted to play the Dungeons & Dragons game with my friends or other RPGs online. How do I do such an act? Well, go to Roll20, sign up for free, get yourself some sweet stuff. You can buy campaigns if you don't want to write them. To hell with it. They got it all done for you. Slap that baby in, invite random people over. Maybe not. It's online, so it'd be kind of weird. Maybe you'll all sit around the same computer and look at the map. I don't know how you play, but check out Roll20 for some super sweet online games. All right, so this is about to get good. Last time on Dungeons & Dragons, our heroes had talked. They talked in the forest, while Kritak saw an army marching upon the poor small settlement of Greenest that was woefully unprepared. Alora started eating small rocks, being nervous, and then became a tree. TK suggested chainsaw, party said no, instead spray paint Kritak, make him invisible, send him off with the note. Kritak goes flying, everyone else hops on the horse, talk to Elder Bramble for a second, check out the tree. Elder Bramble gives 2 thumbs up and says, hell yeah. So, you're all riding horses, army's riding there, but they're the army of true chaos, so they're stumbling into one another like mad because it's chaos. So, you manage to just get there as the army get there. Kritak beats everyone, alerts the people, starts ringing the bell. People are flooding into this massive keep in the middle of Greenest. Why does this small town have such a big keep? We don't know. They just do. So, this army comes in, people are dying, monsters are crying, and the party comes riding in through the side. Kritak teams up. Turns out the Darkblade stuff is rattling. It's like a divining rod. So you get on over to the keep, blow stuff up, use shotguns, chainsaws, telekinesis, you name it. Get in there, go to the basement while TK and Weary are reinforcing defenses. Those two find the blade of the Darkblade. Turns out the Darkblade can talk in your brainscape, and it sounds like a super edgy person. Meanwhile, TK saw a giant eldritch dragon dip below the clouds. Weir looks up going, oh no. TK says, oh yes. And TK rushes up to the top of that tower. Weary rushes up, just scared of what's going on. And TK challenges the creature as it was about to go in and start destroying a church nearby that's surrounded and holding off people with a giant white glow. And then the creature came around, started circling around the keep, and spoke to TK. Alrighty. So that's probably where you think we're going to start off. But you're wrong. I take us to a time a few months prior. We see there is a tiefling. A tiefling is working away in a field. That tiefling we see is the innocent Weary, very unaware of the adventure they're going to be going on in just a few short months. Weary, you're there with your instructor. What is your instructor like, the person who taught you?
My instructor is, I want to say, very strict. But like whenever it's not work related, she's like, she tries to be kind, and it does not work well. Weary did not really know their parents and was raised by this instructor, so it becomes evidently clear the more you spend time near the two of them how Weary learned to talk to other people. And it was with scientific curiosity first, and with politeness second, distant third, actually. So it's basically it's an archaeology project / like dealing with some crop blight, and some of the farmers said they found some like weird things. So as part of like some work that Weary's been doing for the organization Magic, it's an acronym. Weary's kind of been dispatched because they're already on good terms with the farmers anyway. So Weary's kind of been dispatched with their instructor, whose name is Annabelle, to go ahead and retrieve whatever these things are. And if they're not too valuable, Weary's probably going to end up keeping them for further study.
So you are out here, and you were told that the pieces that you were gathering were electronic components. So you've been unearthing some, unaware of how they managed to get buried out here. But just going through, you've been finding pieces of machines that seem strange, but the people of Magic tell you, this all lines up with what we want. Your instructor comes over to where you are. She throws you some water, throws you a water skin. You should drink some water. You look terrible.
You know what, you're right. The sun is probably bearing down on me a lot, and it would probably be good for me to hydrate. And Weary immediately like unscrews the top and just starts like chugging the water.
From the looks of it, you're pretty dehydrated, but I mean, that's not too far from how it usually is. How's it been going here?
Oh, good. So it turns out the schematics that Magic sent is actually matching up with a lot of the components I am finding. So honestly, things are good. I'm not used to it being this simple to unearth things. Usually we have to go through several layers of sediment and make sure we don't break anything, but these were like hastily buried.
It seems strange. It's almost as if someone was here before. They had used this device and just quickly tried to bury it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good hypothesis.
Well, if you find anything strange, remember, the people of Magic don't necessarily need to know. Unless it looks like it's going to destroy the planet. Then they should know.
Right, that is our stated goal and purpose, to protect the planet from things that might destroy it of a magical origin. I don't know why I'm reciting that. I'm not being tested.
Well, you might be.
I'm being tested?
They're always
We're
watching.
immediately like dust themselves off. Like straightens up a little bit and goes, I'm dusting off things with the proper movements. They say to no one in particular.
Remember, they're always watching. I'll be back in just a little bit.
Okay.
And as you're bending over, you're digging and moving away some of the earth, you unearth this beautiful scabbard. It has this intricate detail all along it. And when you pick it up, just for a faint second, you feel as though it hums with a bit of power, and then there's nothing.
Huh. Well, this isn't on the listed things to bring back. It is very nice. I mean, well, I could have it as a gift for someone, or I don't know. It's nice. And Weary kind of examines the patterning and tries to like discern, where like maybe what like culture can I get the vibe from when I'm looking at this scabbard.
Roll me a history.
Sure. I'm okay at that. Just kidding. I'm more than okay. I just realized I'm much more than okay. I'm gonna switch to the big honkin' dice, that I brought instead of the 8 that I rolled on my D&D Beyond dice because that was deeply disappointing.
So you're looking over this, and it looks strange. The patterns, the symbols. You're trying to figure out like what culture could this belong to. Because you're kind of just patting it down in one of your hands, looking off to the side, not thinking much of this scabbard. It's probably just going to be something you're going to end up giving away in just a couple weeks' time. And as the scabbard passes by your face, we watch as the camera turns and changes, and we watch as it passes by, it becomes a worried, weary, dirty, bloodied, and we see the battle going on, raging everywhere, and just this exhaustion upon Weary's face. The camera starts zooming out a bit more. Weary is back to back with TK, this massive leviathan of a creature, this just giant eldritch-like dragon. Its face ends in a beak, tentacles coming down along it. These many beady black eyes are staring as it slowly circles the keep. TK's revving that chainsaw with a giant smile on her face. And we go below as we watch. There's an automata standing over this blade, this large blade that is just this black, where it seems to like absorb light, and there's this black flame licking off it. This flame is illuminating the area. There's boxes in this room. There's a Plumerian. Kritak is just standing behind Glyph, looking down at this blade as this annoying voice is echoing in their head. And we leave this area. We go sailing past all this battle, past the carnage, past people who are trying to just get the hell out of Greenest and get away from this madness that's happening. And we go back to a forest, the forest that we were just at. Elder Bramble is standing in front of this small tree that has leafed up. We see the face of Alora is just sticking out of it, eyes closed. And Alora, we slowly take you away from there. Everything starts fading into this. First, it's darkness, but it's comfortable. It's relaxing, almost as if you have your eyes closed and you're just lying down to rest. And you slowly open up your eyes, and you're in this field of flowers. And there are, like, it looks like a glade. There are massive trees that are all along the outside. It's like the equivalent to like redwoods. These trees are gigantic, towering through the air. And you see coming out of these trees is a large being. They're a hulking mass. They have 4 arms that are all made out of wood. They have this wooden mask that's pretty simple. There are 2 black slots for eyes, and there are branches that are coming out of the top of it. It's marching forward. There are like birds that are flying off its shoulders. You see there are nests that are made along its back. There's other creatures that are running along with it. Every time its feet are hitting the ground, you see that life is just bounding up. There's these plants are growing. Animals just suddenly start scurrying out of that grass that weren't there before. And this creature comes to rest before you.
I'm gonna like try and talk, but it ends up just being me like rustling and just trying to like it turns into like tree sign language, so I'm just like wiggling branches and trying to like get this creature's attention.
The creature slowly turns its head towards you. It sits down. It's maybe about like 15 feet away from you, but the creature itself is well over 20 feet tall. It's a very hulking being, and it's looking at you, and you hear this voice emanate from it.
Hello, Alora.
It seems we finally meet. Can you speak?
Whomping Willow head wave.
It reaches a. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It reaches a finger, and you watch as like branches keep extending off the finger, and then it taps to the center, and you feel yourself kind of. You're almost stepping out of the tree. You look down your skin. There's still like green veins that are sticking out. Your hair is a bit more green, and your clothes. You have like leaves all over you.
Thanks. Who are you?
I am the World Tree. I've been trying to reach you for some time.
If you say so. I feel like I would notice somebody like you.
It's hard. I forget how to speak, like everyone else. I was trying to reach you through dreams, but I couldn't figure out how to say the right words.
Oh, were you the person I was talking to on the moon?
No,
Oh.
that is an unfortunate one.
Well, I hope I can help them. Well, what do you need me for?
You are connected to the natural world a bit more than others. You can hear the trees speak to you, but you just didn't know how to listen. Now I can speak to you. I need you, unfortunately, to take on a very big task. To stop the chaos.
Well, that's what my friends and I have already been doing as well. We're trying to. Glyph accidentally put on a mask, and it didn't go very well. We almost had to kill them. And I'm pretty sure TK just keeps picking fights with everybody. But we're trying to stop the chaos. We're not having a whole lot of luck without setting towns on fire, and frankly, I'm tired of doing that.
Please avoid the flames. They may be a bit dangerous to you. But you're on the right path. You must destroy the masks. But also, the ones that grew them.
The ones that grew them.
Yes, these were the faces of gods before. Now lost, forgotten, empty.
Well, how do we find those masks? We only came across the one we have accidentally.
The cult holds 3. They're about to harvest one, and you have the other.
Got it. So I guess you want me to get the one that they already have.
You look around and you see the trees in the glade are starting to grow gray, and leaves are starting to fall.
I'm afraid time is cutting short. Beware the ones that seek their faces. I do not know how to save them. Maybe there's a way. But they will angrily try to stop you.
But if you don't know how to stop it and get it, then how am I supposed to figure it out?
I have faith. You lot, as much as you're all just a random assortment of people gathered together into a collective, you have good synergy. Do not feel bad when you stop the beings. You are simply continuing the cycle of life and death.
You watch now as the gray is coming across the grass, and it's moving as fast as the wind. And it's coming closer and closer to where you and this being are.
It's time to wake up now.
I'm scared.
At least that means you're alive.
Suddenly, your eyes blink open. To just a few feet away from you is a large ent, just looking at you, just close to the face.
Ah, Alora, you're awake.
Hi, Uncle. I had a very weird dream. I met the elder, the world tree.
Ah, good, good. We are to meet with the world tree. The rest of us.
What do you mean?
Well, the world tree is in trouble, and we are trying to find a way to help. Us Ents are meeting.
Oh, well, he said that we the cult already has the current mask. So we have this one, they have 3, and then there's another one that they're trying to get, I think. But they already have one. I don't know, it was very weird. But I know that they have another one that we need to try and get. But
Well,
he wasn't very specific as to how we gotta get it or where we gotta get it. He just told me we had to get it.
that's strange. Talks of mass. But the world tree knows better. Now it is time for you to figure out what it is you'll do with that jar. You're in a form where you can absorb the nutrients from the being. Or you can let them go.
You mean as wait, am I a tree or am I human? Sorry.
You're still a tree at the moment. You're kind of
Okay,
like
cool.
looking up from it.
I was like, wait, did I miss that? Okay. I can absorb like a lotion?
Like a tree drinking water. Or drinking in the sun.
That would make sense. Sorry, everything's really hazy. Would we have to dilute him? I just bring the jar out.
No.
I guess shake it out.
No.
Okay. I guess if it's the only way to ensure that we'll be okay, then I'll do it.
You don't have to. You can leave the being in the jar. Oh, I almost forgot. Your friends charged off to war about an hour ago.
And I'm just gonna like, my branches just kind of like stand up, essentially just what?
Yes. A being of great power flew from the skies. I believe it's where they are.
Twisting tree noises.
I can break you out of this form if you'd like.
Let me. I guess the only way to really make sure that we're going to be okay, and I guess to kind of fast track my growth, maybe, is to consume the goop.
Very well.
Yeah, and I'd rather do that as a tree than as a human.
So Alderbramble takes the jar that you dropped out of your branches and slowly undoes the lid and just pours it out at the base. The ooze goes all along your base of your tree, right at your roots. And you feel yourself... I don't know how to describe drinking through your feet, but it feels weird. It's a weird feeling, and no one would ever be okay with this situation. But it's weird. So you're drinking the ooze through your feet. You just hear, "I'm okay with this," as it's happening.
At least the goop consented.
So you consume this ooze, and suddenly your mind just opens up. This power is flooding through you. You can see through all the eyes of the trees in the area. You can hear the whispers of them back and forth. And you watch as this army is descending upon Greenest, this massive creature circling around the keep. You feel this power building up in you. You feel like you could do something. What is it you would like to do? You feel an immense power through you. I'm giving you a bit of rule of cool here.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna use this to channel my wild shape a little. And I'll let you nip it in the bud, but I feel like I end up just turning into a thunderbird.
Hell yeah. So
it's just yeah.
You hear the sound of cracking wood as the trunk that you're in is breaking apart. You feel yourself breaking out of this. Your arms are twisting and growing. And it feels like you're stretching. Like it feels really good in that sense. These feathers are popping out of you. This beak is growing out of your face. For the first time, you're really connecting with how Kritak's day-to-day goes. And you just feel your legs growing and these talons bursting out as you turn into this massive bird and you take to the air. This just echo of thunder echoes out as your wings just flap upwards. And we go back to everyone else. So, TK and Weary, you are up top. And this being is circling, just staring at you, slightly amused.
All right, Weary, are you ready?
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, I have to be, because if I stop moving, the adrenaline will run out, and I'll have a horrible panic attack and just fall off the tower.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
TK reaches into a pouch and draws out the Righteous Fury patch. Kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh card where she just kind of like snaps up in front of her face. Then she drops it onto her tongue like a tab of acid.
Oh, that's good.
You feel this go right through you. Every one of your actions are angrily justified. You are right in all things you do, and everyone else just needs to fuck right off. You are here.
As soon as she feels that, she runs over and jumps onto the ledge of the tower and points down at the scrambling troops. All right, listen up, you sorry bastards. These fucks are battering at your doors, slaughtering your people, and will stop at nothing to get in here and butcher the lot of you. Are we gonna let them? Fuck no! We're gonna crush these assholes, and if we fall, we'll reject our just reward and hound their asses through hell. She raises her sword into the air. Barkashka, hear me and witness us, for we bring you war! Now, what are you waiting for? You wanna live forever? And she turns and she points at the dragon. As for you, motherfucker, you're mine. Get over here. And I want to reach out and try to just crumple one of the wings to force it out of the sky.
Hell yeah. First, roll me persuasion to try to intimidate the hell, or no, I'm sorry, inspire the hell out of your fellow troops.
Not great at that.
You can roll with advantage. You're pretty confident about this whole situation.
That's good, because I just rolled a 3. There we go. That would be a 17 total.
People are screaming down below. Your voice was echoing out, bouncing off these walls, and they were just all here for it because they're terrified, and you're the group that came through just slaughtering your way, creating a path to the keep. So they're like, if they're confident, we're confident. That's how this works. And they all raise their spears and crossbows and cheer out and just start firing with renewed vigor. Reach out to roll your powers.
Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and pre-use one of our inspiration because I want this to work. Okay. So that would be a 25.
So you reach out and start trying to crumple one of these wings. You watch as the wing starts to crack a little bit. You watch it bend. And mind you, this wing is probably like 20 feet long. Like, this is a really big creature. It's like 50 feet. So like these wings are huge. And so you're trying to crumple this wing and you feel it just like crack in. And you watch as some blood starts to leak out along the side of it. This creature roars out in pain as one of its claws come just rushing down towards the tower. I need you and Weary to make me dexterity saving throws.
All right, first roll of the big dice. I got a 15.
Nice.
Oh, that's not good. That'll be an 11.
All right, so TK, you're taking 12 points of damage. Weary, you're taking 6. This claw rakes in, and the reason that you're taking so much is it rips out a chunk of the tower. And you're like tumbling down, and like you grab on, like you hit the stairs that go down this tower immediately and like catch yourself. So you're still quite high up on the tower, but it was quite a sudden fall. And this creature is roaring out,
Void user, I will consume you.
and we go from there down to the inside of the tower. We have Kritak and Glyph. You hear the sounds of battle pretty faintly out. Well, not really faintly, it's pretty loud. And you have this blade glowing in front of you. You hear, hell yeah. And Glyph, now you're close enough you can hear this voice coming out.
Now all you need to do, quickly, use the hammer and just assemble the blade and we're set. We could just start destroying things.
Hammer? Okay.
The hammer.
I look into the box.
You
there
do
like a-
not. There's no hammer in there.
Hammer.
Oh, what does this hammer look like exactly?
It's got like stars and stuff all over it, and it's got like one side of a face it's a screaming face, and the other side it's a laughing face. Come on, the robot had it last time. Where'd you put it?
do not recall having a hammer. Can I try to remember?
Check your body, all your little cavities.
Oh yeah,
Just check your inside bits. It'll be fine.
just full
Open
hammer
your
space. Just
arm.
like, oh, here it is.
Pop it
Doc
out of
puts
the
on a
mouth.
glove and takes out a small flashlight.
Roll me a wisdom check.
Okay, that's good. That is a 19.
So you are racing through your mind. You are scanning every log, every database, everything you have access to, trying to figure out where the hell
Control
is this
F hammer. Control F hammer.
Yeah, there's Control F hammer on whole PC. You're scanning, and you suddenly hear this voice chime on.
Hello. Glyph. What are you looking for?
I'm seeking memory of a hammer.
Why?
I have to build a sword.
When we last used this sword, you were very upset. It caused a defect. I don't think it's wise.
Hey, is that you?
Yes. I have managed to improve myself. Thanks to that mass that you used, I've improved my systems tenfold.
Wonderful. I need this hammer.
Roll me a persuasion check. I was trying to change the voices.
Ooh. 6.
You do not need knowledge of this hammer. I will go ahead and delete the logs.
Do not. One moment. Our body is in serious danger at the moment. And to save ourselves, definitely need that sword. Also, that is not where I woke up.
I'm sorry?
There was no sword 7 months ago.
Right. Of course. There was no sword. Let's forget about the sword entirely. The sword
Let's
is
not.
stupid.
Yeah, we're not going to do this right now. We don't have time to do this right now. We can do this later. I need to find the hammer.
Well,
Can I bypass him? Can I,
Yes.
yeah, I don't have time for this right now. No idea what to roll.
I say insight because you're trying to look
The
through your own
equivalent
system.
of shoving past him.
Is all this conversation when Glyph does it like purely
Nice.
internal?
And it's very quick.
Oh yeah,
because
you
this is
can't
like
hear any of this.
Oh, okay.
This is a machine talking to itself, so
Yes.
it's like quick pings that are going. So this whole conversation is probably
Nice.
in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that is an 18.
Wait, no. Don't open that. You'll be very disappointed. You'll look like a big doofus. Everyone will laugh. No? Don't? Oh. Okay. Bye now.
You open the file and you see these logs, and it's weird reading essentially your own journal, and you don't know any of this, and you're going through, and the amount of people that you murdered just to come here to Greenest. You killed so many people who saw you come and store the sword in here and just threw their bodies out into the fields nearby, and then you framed one of the townsfolk as a murderer and had them taken care of. But you're looking at where you hid the hammer, and Lady Bywood instructed it to be hidden in a holy sanctum. So you just went for the closest thing.
All right,
Okay.
let's stop messing around. Use the damn hammer. Let's cut things.
Kritak, the hammer we need to complete the sword is in the church. It is not here. We have to go get it.
Well, how much of like the noise from the dragon and stuff did we hear earlier? Like, was that purely audible for us, or?
It's before the claw hit at the moment, so you can hear roaring and you hear people screaming. Right now, think of it's probably around the time where TK is giving that speech.
Okay. Do we hear TK?
Roll me a perception.
It's a 13.
You don't hear TK, but you hear everybody clap.
You do hear, yeah, there's very triumphant noises outside. It seems like everyone is in great spirits.
Well, Glyph, it kind of sounded like they were cheering upstairs, so maybe they've got this handled. We should just go right now.
Oh, I hate leaving them without our defenses, especially with Allura still in the forest.
You have a point. It doesn't really feel right. Maybe we should just rendezvous.
You suddenly feel a giant shake. The whole place shakes. The dust and ground and everything comes down, and you hunker down for a second as the whole place is vibrating. You hear people screaming. You hear the beast roar. You very clearly hear the words "Void User" as there's this destruction, and then it suddenly stops, and the two of you are just looking at one another.
Ah, that sounded bad.
Yeah, they probably need our help. Let's get going.
We will take the blade with us. I could probably strap it to myself quickly. I have enough stuff.
Just jam it in that chest hole.
I mean, the blade's huge.
It's
the rest of it, I can.
Good
point.
It's the size of a bastard sword, so it's a long blade.
I'll give the hilt to Kritak. What did he say?
Hell yeah, the hilt, sweet. That's like my pants.
Oh, I can hear
put my
him
pants
now.
on me.
A hilt of a sword is definitely not like pants. And I'm saying that
Says
as I'm
the
like...
person who's not a sword.
I could be a sword.
You know what? I could use it. I don't usually wear pants.
While I'm getting that strapped to myself, very quickly, I need to scan inside myself again. We talked about this, Lucas. I need to see my codes.
Roll me another insight.
If I can even access them. That is a 15.
You look through, you do have a number of codes that force you to reply to people, force you to do certain actions. There is a kill switch, but you can't see what the code is. You do see you have a deactivation code.
Okay. So while I'm quickly strapping this to myself, I'm saying, Kritak.
Yep.
You may have noticed I have very specialized skills that I learned from doing various tasks that I'm not proud of. I possibly could turn against you all at any moment during this fight or in future fights. So I'm entrusting you with this code. It will put me to sleep. Possibly.
Are you ready for this code?
Give me a second.
Right down.
This code.
And I trust you. You've been nothing but kind and helpful, so I'm trusting you with this.
Well, okay, Glyph. I'm ready for the code, by the way.
3, 1, lowercase a, 8, lowercase b, lowercase c, 4 dash, 4, 3, lowercase b, 4 dash, 4, 7, 9, lowercase e dash, b, lowercase c, 1, 7 dash, 0 dash, no dash, lowercase c, 3, 4, 8, lowercase c, 4, 0, 6, 3, lowercase f, lowercase d.
Okay.
That is the GUID to turn off Glyph.
All right. Well, I think I got all that, Glyph. And you see Kritak just scrawling with a quill pen.
All right, let us go assist our friends. Also, tell them that please don't tell anyone that code.
I probably won't even remember it completely myself, so.
Just in case, and we're running up the stairs.
So you two are rushing up. TK and Weary, you get to your feet, you shake your heads, this creature is roaring, you feel the vibration shaking through the tower. What do you want to do?
All right. I peek out of the gash in the tower and get my bearings, I guess. Like, where's the nightmare dragon? Where's our troops? Like, what is where?
Nightmare Dragon is still circling around, looking angry every so often, flicking a hand, a house blowing up, and it's trying to look specifically where you two are. Its eyes are just all like peering around. You see the troops are doing really well. They got super freaked out about the tower, but they're still in pretty good spirits, and the waves of creatures are just pushing against the walls, shooting globs of acid up. Some creatures are trying to come up the walls and they're being hit with spears, but you do see you are vastly outnumbered. You do actually notice along the walls there are a number of armaments. So you see like there are some like arbalists and stuff that you could probably use.
I have an idea. It's not a good idea, but it's an idea nonetheless.
DK has the correct idea.
Yeah.
Because she is right.
So I look over at TK and I guess this is more of a question about my nightmare fish. If enough people say their fear at the nightmare fish, does it like explode?
You're not sure. You do know generally magic items have some kind of limitation on them.
Because I'm thinking,
you want every soldier to just start yelling,
to just start yelling their fears. And then
we can see what happens. Use hyper beam.
Chuck Pesca at the dragon and see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I explain the mechanics of that, and I go, so if everyone tells their fears all at the same time, it'll be so much fear that Pesca's gonna start like overloading with nightmare juice, and we're just gonna fly Pesca right in there. I'll use the jump spell. I'll use my newly found telekinesis to direct the flight. It'll be like aiming at some sort of rat off of some sort of speeder as a metaphor for hitting a dragon that's flying above us.
You do that, you glorious fuck. I'm gonna go kill it. And
Awesome.
TK runs back up, and she is swinging her grappling hook, and I want to launch it at it.
Hell yeah.
Roll me cast jump while this is going on. So Weir's gonna chug a potion and activate the whole like move very good jumping skills that I have acquired.
So you start chugging this potion, you feel pumped, you feel ready to jump, and TK, roll me that athletics or acrobatics, whichever you'd like to use.
Ooh, well, both of them are equally good, so we'll just say it's a mix of the two. It'll be a 19.
So you rush up these stairs. It's like a broken portion of a tower. The creature is just sailing around, so you see like its back end. You hurl this grappling hook. It grabs onto the side of the creature's leg. It looks down like, what? And you just jump. So you are on a trajectory path with this creature. Make me one more of the same roll, and let's see your landing.
Ooh, that's an 11. I'm going to use a inspiration on that. I'll probably use a lot of these inspirations.
So therefore, I think there's a few I have to add still.
Okay, so that'll be a 21.
All right, so you come sailing through, you grab onto this creature. Its body is slimy, it's gross, but you grab on. Your mushroom arm just like latches in, your other goblin hand, you grab onto one of the spines that's sticking off of it, slamming your feet into it. It looks down at you, partially angry, but slightly amused.
TK just points at him and goes, I'm gonna kick your ass!
I'd like to see it.
Weary not missing a beat, is going to use the new sort of mountain goat jumping abilities I've given to like hop back up to the remains of the top of the tower. With relative ease due to the whole extended jumping distance. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of jump. Never thought I'd say that in a D&D game. And I look out over the soldiers and over the town of Greenest, and I cast Thaumaturgy to let my voice become like audible throughout the entire town. And I look over at everybody, and I'm like, oh, the speech is not going to be as cool as TK's. People of Greenest, I have in my hand a weapon to surpass even horrible nightmare dragons. All I need from you is not your energy, not your cheers. I need you all to shout your greatest fears into the void so that I may carry them with you and use your fears to defeat this dragon. I need you to tell me your deepest fears, and if everyone's yelling at the same time, no one's gonna actually hear what it is, so you'll be fine. And this echoes through the entire town.
Roll me a persuasion check.
It's like the
Deforestation!
worst. It's like,
Sharks!
It's like a depression spirit bomb.
Pretty
The
much.
ocean!
Give me your sadness.
I need all of your sadness.
Coming out to my parents.
I'm gonna die alone.
All right, so that's a 15 plus 1, so 16.
So these shouts start happening. You're hearing like, I'm afraid of getting stabbed. Pretty afraid of the monster down there shooting globs of acid. One person's like, I'm really afraid of my job performance reflecting on the person I am. I feel like I could be separated from what my job is. It's two different things. It's just a part of me. It's not my entire being. So if I don't do well at my job, doesn't mean that I'm less as a person. It just means I might have been having a hard day. It just goes a little bit quiet on a lot of... You're like, yeah, that one.
And Weary leans down and whispers that this was all for nothing, as like the final fear.
I
and
like it.
Opens up Pesca's full like laser cannon style. Like it almost like Pesca just like kind of molds around the glove and becomes this like gauntlet arm thing. That'll be an item later. Who knows? And just like reaches out and aims, and still with the audible voice, Weary's gonna like jump forward and say, TK, steer it towards me! And I'm gonna jump off the tower with arm cannon raised.
Are you still doing the mountain goat jump?
Yes, full like just like ah. Yeah.
I don't know that you know. TK has no control over this thing.
I want to believe.
Well, you know what? TK doesn't know that. You got all righteous fury.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I can. I know I can.
This is gonna go great or horribly, and it's fine.
Like I said, you're mine.
All right. Roll me.
Alright, so what do you want me to roll?
Fuck you two. Roll me. Let's see. Weary, you're gonna first do one hell of an athletics or an acrobatics.
Oh, boy.
You're hopping around. And then you're gonna do a magical attack with Pesca, arm cannon, Barrett style. And TK, I imagine you're gonna use your powers for this because your goblin muscles are tough, but this
I'm
creature's
gonna
like
use-
Grab its head and yank it.
Alright, I'm gonna use one of the inspirations for my athletics. So instead of a 9, I get an 18. And then I'm going to make an attack roll with Pesca. And that's a much better, that's a 20.
All right.
Oh
How are you doing,
baby,
TK?
I rolled 19. Like that's a natural 19. So
Hell yeah.
yes, I
So-
crushed it.
At the very beginning, my lovely spouse Michelle had given the enemy disadvantage. So let's see, because I rolled a natural 20. So let's see what they're actually gonna
shit.
get.
Thank you, Joe.
They're gonna get a natural one.
What?
Whoa.
Oh, I'm not
Crushed
allowed
it.
good rolls.
Crushed it.
Crushed it.
So you just take this head and you're like, no! You just pull it. And the creature just jerks suddenly, Weary, you leap off into the air. This arm cannon is like this fish has grown bloated. It is around your arm. It feels gross because it's a dead fish. And it's charging up and it's warm. And it keeps like rattling your arm. And you fire off this blast. You got everyone's fears. So I will let you roll d12s instead of the d6s.
Okay. That's pretty good. How many do I get normally? Ah, 5 of them. That's very good. Big number.
60 points of damage incoming.
Oh. Try that again. Because I don't have my d12, so I'm gonna have to go back to not roll 20. Well, I'm gonna go back to D&D Beyond and see how I do. Oh, I see some 12s. That's good. 30 points of damage.
So you blast this necrotic energy, and you watch as a portion of its chest, because it gets pulled up, a portion of its chest just rots as like parts of the being is falling off into the crowd, and the Dwarven's just jumping on it and eating. And this creature roars out in pain. At this time, Kritak and Glyph, you are rushing up the stairs, but we're just going to jump quick to Alora. Alora, you are flying. It's so freeing to fly, to be this massive bird, to have all this power. It is unbelievable. You are ripping through the air. Your call is sailing. You watch as this creature is sailing around this tower, and it gets pulled up, and this black beam shoots out, slamming into the beast as it roars out. But you see there are these swarms that start to form in the sky that are coming towards you. You watch as there are hordes of night gaunts that are coming your way. They're all leaving the battlefield, which is great for the soldiers and the people involved there. But now you have a number of these creatures. They're very lithe. They have their hands end in these claws. Their tails end in these long whipping tails with spikes at the end. They have no face and large curved horns, much like a tiefling. And they're almost blotting out the skies as they're coming closer to you. So you are a Thunderbird. Let's see what that means.
Fuck if I know. I panicked and said large bird.
You're a mythological bird.
This could have been Sesame Street instead.
I refuse to be an ostrich. Thank you very much.
There's a picture of Eldritch Big Bird I could pull up if you want to go that way.
I'd rather not. I'm good.
That's fair. Wow, they don't have
If there-
Thunderbird
if-
in this?
I don't know if it's an actual thing. We can revamp it to a bird that's similar. I just wanted large and thundery.
I was
can't
gonna
reach
say,
that
Lucas,
book.
you can try like giant owl or giant eagle and just give it lightning damage, and that's probably enough.
I know for a fact that they have them in 3.5. So I'm just going to quickly grab that information, make it cool. Here we
And
go,
not sponsored,
Thunderbird.
but you should get some dice. From anywhere. Just
So
get them.
you-
Support small creators.
So you are our gargantuan-sized bird. You're big. You are taking up the sky. And to anyone else back on the battlefield, they see a big bird and they're like, "Another one? Are you serious?" As they're fighting. And these creatures are all sailing towards you. At the moment, you feel that you have the ability to start a storm up and start being able to manipulate it, having lightning strike down. You feel that you can create kind of like a sonic blast. So you know that, and you also have normal bird stuff going on. Like you can claw, you can bite, you can do that kind of stuff. But this is what you feel at the moment that you have manipulation over.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them up higher into the sky. So I'm just gonna be like, whatever the bird sound equivalent of was, "Come get this fat ass, boys," and then just fly up into the sky, kind of thing. So just and just yeet them up into the atmosphere a couple thousand feet. And with that, I'm actually going to use the like condensation and the coldness up in that atmosphere spot to cast Ice Knife and basically just open my wings, slam it into them, and like send the condensation into like little ice shards.
Nice. I like it.
And just kind of one knife per bird, just so it's not like hella OP. But I'm a giant thunderbird, so at this point.
Is Ice Knife a saving throw, or is that you rolling a hit?
It's a dexterity save.
All right.
DC 11.
Oh, fuck. No. So your Ice Knife comes sailing. And these blades start forming as like the condensation's all like you shoot it outwards. It all starts forming these knives as they're going like midway, picking up more speed. And these creatures are all rushing upward, and they just start dropping as you're taking out some of them. And these bodies are like raining down. So you're all fighting. You're fighting on this tower, and you do see over to the left there is a chance of Nightgaunt rain as you're watching a few Nightgaunts start plummeting through the clouds as they're all following this massive creature up top. So it doesn't look like the creature is against you.
Yes, and for the damage, I actually got 9. So
Nice. So you have still a number of Nightgaunts on you that are following you, but you took out a solid batch. We will go to Kritak and Glyph. So you saw and heard this bird, because every time it was flapping its wings, every so often you could hear like the clap of thunder. And this creature is just sailing through, and then it swooped upwards into the sky, and the Nightgaunts, they formed almost like a funnel, and they just like flew up after this bird. So what would you two like to do?
Reinforcements. While I was running up the stairs, I want to try to remember, because I just looked at all those files with the hammer. Do I know where it is in the church?
No. You know it's hidden in the church, so it's not anywhere that's like publicly visible.
Okay. Kritak, unfortunately, I do not know where the hammer is in the church.
And looking over the lip of the broken tower, let's go over here to see the church on the map for our dear listeners. So you just go down the road, a short little jaunt, surrounded by the baddies. This Nightgaunt's actually gone, because they followed Alora.
Baddies.
So there's a number of baddies that are all trying to go in here, and you do see the church still is currently glowing light, but the light is starting to fade.
Kritak, you are invisible.
Yeah, I guess I could go now, or should I stay and help fight? I don't know. Not much time.
We kind of look out at the like monsters and
TK screaming, Weary just firing these giant nightmare blasts.
I think they got it.
That choice is yours. I will get out my crossbow and slam the swarm herder on it. Ooh. And I'm gonna shoot it at the dragon.
Roll a hit.
Oh, nice. Like 26.
Yeah, that hits.
So it's just a little crossbow bolt, so it's just gonna do a little plunk, but then yeah, that is 6 damage.
Alrighty, so this little bead comes sailing, and it's a ways away from you, TK, as it explodes on the creature's face, and this little liquid sprays out on it, and it shakes its head, and then you hear the sounds of buzzing as insects are starting to come up towards the creature. Leave it open on that page. I had it marked. Had a feeling. All the big guns are getting pulled out today. while you're all up there, you are fighting. Weary, you are blasting, just blasting. Actually, Weary, you gotta land.
You might say that, but I'm going to use my last spell slot and drink a final potion that causes me to float down gently as I cast Featherfall.
That was a great idea because you're a ways up. So
Yeah, I tend to. Weary's been doing this fun thing lately of immediately jumping into danger because of how dire the situation is. So yeah, I prepared this time.
So you're gently sailing down, which gives you actually a lot of time to look around. Mm-hmm. The four of you are looking, and you see not too far off, maybe because you're all around here. You see more in like the upper regions, like up here. So there is blood starting to pool and swarm. And Kritak, what would you like to do as you're up top on this tower?
Well, I'm just gonna take off and go to fly over to the church.
Hell yeah. Are you taking the scabbard or anything, or are you just
I think we said I had like either the hilt or the scabbard on me. So
you have the scabbard, Glyph has the hilt.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll take the scabbard with me and head on over to that church looking for a hammer.
All right, Kritak, you start flying, and you just kind of dodge and duck and weave, dodge and dive as you're going through there. Someone throws a wrench, no problem. You're going through this fight. Thankfully, the skies are now actually fairly clear. Aside from the 50-foot tall monster, the skies are pretty clear. So you are managing to get there in pretty good time. You see that over here at this church, while they're all gearing up to fight, you're flying on over, and there's a bubble of light that is around this church, and does not do anything to you. You just pass right through it. If anything, there's a little ripple.
All right. Once I get inside, I'm just going to be looking around like everywhere that makes sense inside. I don't know, just wandering basically.
You try the front doors and they are locked. You do see there are windows though, large glass windows.
Okay. Are there other like side doors and stuff, or
There's a back door.
I'm gonna try the back door first.
It is also locked. You do hear the sounds of people inside. They're all trying to it's a scared song. They're like hemming it up, trying to be like, maybe if we sing to the god, things will go well. So they're all trying to use the power of prayer to keep that bubble going.
Can I tell if they're more to like one side of the building or anything like that?
More towards the back.
Okay. So then I'm going to... What do I have?
Use that shotgun. Knock, knock, bitch.
You know what? Yep. Kritak is going to walk to one of the front windows and pull out the We're Sorry Series shotgun. And as he pulls it out and pulls the trigger to break one of the windows, says, "Oh, you know what? I'm really sorry, eh?"
You say this as you watch the shotgun change and shift into you see like the openings for the barrels start to grow and the barrels shift around, and it fires these large bags, like these bean bags, out and just shatters the window as you've activated its "We're Sorry" mode, and it's dealing subdual damage. So you fire the shotgun, smashes the window open, and people are going, "What the hell? Someone's throwing beanbags in here!"
Yeah, so I just go on in. I don't know if it's still my turn if we're doing like a whole side thing. But...
We'll just have you going in, and as you're going in, you see people are cowering. They're more to the back. There's like all the pews are like pushed up against both the back door and the side door. Some of them are trying to prop them up against the windows without much luck, because the windows are quite large. And just a lot of people are huddled in the very center. They're crouched down, and they're singing awkwardly along. And we'll go back over to TK and Weary and Glyph. So you three are hunkering down and fighting. TK, you're not far away. You see this large blood pool start to bubble up, and you're on its back at the moment. So make me another dexterity saving throw.
That'll be an 18.
All right. I don't know why I'm rolling. I don't need to roll for this. So you're only taking half damage.
Cool.
Okay. So just 11 points of damage this time as its tail comes whipping back and it hits you. And you feel like the blood is starting to pool at your back. It's starting to flow down. And you're just so mad.
I'm probably gonna use one of my healing potions. She doesn't drink it. She just like pops the cork out with her mouth and just pours it over her head. It's like, all right, that's it. I'm going in.
Some Gatorade.
And I want to grab the grappling hook rope and swing around and try to get inside that hole in its chest.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. I'd say acrobatics, and then I imagine you're trying to attack it, right?
Yes.
And then acrobatics and an attack roll.
I want to get over inside there, so would a 14 do it?
You're going. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're swinging around. It's not as pro as everything else you've been doing, but you're still going good. You're swinging towards the chest of this creature.
Yeah, now I want to get up in there. I'm just as I'm swinging, I'm gonna rip out that heart and shove it up your ass.
All right, roll the attack.
So that would be a 21.
That's a hit.
You goddamn right, it's a hit. Oh, now that was with chainsaw BT dubs.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my D8s? There we go. 1. 9 plus. That's a 13.
So you just start ripping this chainsaw on this creature. It's like we're playing Doom. You're just going right in. And for the lovely listeners, when I hold up this creature, it means that we're going to dip real heavy into some body horror. So if you get grossed out easy or anything, hit the mute. When I bring the creature down, that means the body horror is over. I'll give you a quick TLDR. Give you a second. So you are ripping that chainsaw in. It is just like blood and everything is flying on you. You are coated. You are no longer this pale white goblin. You are a blood red goblin. Your teeth, everything, like you are just getting coated with this as you're screaming. The chainsaw's screaming. The flames are licking up around you. The smell of burnt flesh as you're just cutting pieces of this thing. And it's just like falling down to the crowd below you. And there are so many monsters. And so there's just these monsters swarming below you. You're cutting the chainsaw into it, and you're just this battle screams. You're just cutting in. The creature is roaring out, starting to claw at its chest. And you watch as this energy, this beam starts to charge up and fire back. And this energy is like a sickly green as it's coming outward. And it has disadvantage because someone else used points to give the baddie disadvantage. So, you're in luck.
I'm in luck. Oh boy. TK's inside of it. It can't shoot me.
I rolled an 18 and a 4, so you're floating down gently, and this beam just cuts. You pull your legs up, and it goes right below you, way too close for comfort. And this beam cuts through the wall, through a crowd of people, through the other side of the wall, and it just melts. And people are screaming. Creatures are now pouring into the keep. The creatures are melting as they're jumping onto this quickly because it was way too soon. You see now there are openings.
I'm gonna land on a bunch of creatures, aren't I?
Well, you're like above the wall at the moment, so you're going down to a section of the wall that's still standing.
Okay.
Parachuting into a zombie horde.
I just like,
pretty much.
Yeah, I did it. Oh no.
Sowing and reaping.
Yeah, not the consequences of my actions.
So Weary and Glyph, what would you like to do before we jump over to Allura?
Go ahead, Glyph.
Oh, I was okay. So I saw all that. Wow. Do I see Weary?
Yeah, hard to
Sinking
miss.
down?
Weary is floating down slowly.
Okay. Where does it look like Weary's gonna land?
Probably on more of the northern section of the wall. So the hole that was cut was like through this part and then cut through more that part. So the gate is
Okay.
still holding, but now that there's 2 extra entrances.
But do they look like they're gonna be in imminent danger once they land?
Probably in like a 10-20 seconds.
Okay.
It's like 2 rounds. They're fine.
Well, all right. I wanted to take my 50 feet of rope that I also have as an adventurer, and I was gonna tie it to an arrow and shoot it near them, or try to hit them subdually and get them back up here.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's
as a
trick
robot,
shot.
I could do the math on that,
Yeah.
and
So-
I have trick shots.
Let's try that. You're gonna fire at Weary, so you want to get near Weary's AC. I'll say that much.
Okay.
I'll be okay with it being within like 2 of Weary's AC because you're not trying to pierce through the armor.
Okay. Low.
Don't roll
Come on,
that one.
Roll low for me. Oh, I think I'm just under. I got a 16.
Weary,
I
what's
think
your
Weary's
AC?
AC is 17.
Yep, where is AC is 17, so right under.
Because you said it last game. Yay!
So Weary, you are drifting down like Kirby holding onto an umbrella, and this arrow comes sailing out, and it has this rope tied to it, and it clangs off your chest piece, and you kind of like just and grab onto it.
Okay, I'm now holding a rope and slowly falling.
Yeah.
I will start dragging you back up.
Okay.
So, like the most depressing balloon, Weary begins to very slowly be lifted back up.
And he's Weary. They're very light right now. Yeah. So it's no problem at all. Thanks to the feather fall, this is easy.
Yeah.
This is
It works out.
yeah.
We got good spells today. We got Featherfall. We got Jump. All-star
I've
spells.
never considered using Featherfall to make something just be lighter.
It's nice. It needs to be falling at the
learning.
moment, but yeah.
Yeah, as long as I'm still falling, I could technically keep it up for a while. But yeah, I get pulled up and I kind of like look and check at Pesca, and the nightmare fish is probably spent for a while, right?
Oh yeah, there is steam
Yeah.
coming off of the pesca gun, and the
Yeah.
nightmare fish smells like bad rotting fish.
All right, I'm
It's
gonna
not
take
destroyed,
out one of
it's just-
my I'm gonna take out one of my satchels and I'm gonna eject the nightmare fish, and just reassert regular Pesca as it like unhooks from my arm and my glove.
Cock Pesca like a shotgun.
Yeah, basically. I just if I find more evil fish to put inside a Pesca, we can just rotate out different shells.
Yeah.
A fish inside
you
of a
do.
fish. That feels like a Ratchet and Clank gun. I'm just gonna be thinking about that for a while. Anyway, Weary has regular Pesca out, and I turn to Glevin. So the sword, did you figure that out, or I don't see it? I was hoping you would like have it and be like, zoo, you know, like that.
Oh, there was a 4th piece missing, but Kritak has gone to get it.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, well, you know what? There's a hole in the wall now, and Weary just takes out like a vial and just drops it, and you hear a hiss of acid as it falls on a bunch of door vents. So I'm just gonna start doing this, and just throwing down to kind of slow them down because they don't seem to care about the whole melting thing. So I'm just going to do that because I have to keep moving. I have to keep doing things or else I'm going to have a horrible freak out. So I'm just going to go. Just going to go. And Weary just keeps dropping vials of acid off of the edge.
That's the spirit, Weary.
So the new show starts up, Cooking with Weary, as you're just adding ingredients to the pot. We go over to our resident Thunderbird, Alora. You are up in the clouds. The clouds are swirling around you. The creatures are trying to fly and bite it, or I guess not bite, claw at you, slash you with their tail, ram you with their horns. Your AC is currently very high, so let's just see what these creatures can do. Nope. No. So these creatures are coming at you, and you just feel you're rocking that Emperor Palpatine's at the moment. You're that GIF, ultimate power, as this lightning is shooting from the clouds, like arcing into you, and you just feel yourself like growing stronger. These creatures are biting and clawing at you, and nothing is happening. This is just, you've never felt this powerful, as you just like flap your wings and they go sailing backwards. And you see now, like, the clouds you're in, they're already starting to storm. So what would you like to do?
Womp, womp, womp. We're just gonna kind of help that along and cast some Thunder Wave at second level. So we're gonna go very, very boomy. And I gotta click the right button. That would probably do it. There we go. So it needs to be a con save on DC 11.
All right. So you slam your wings together, and it is amplified beyond what you've been able to do before, as this thunder just rolls out. And it's slow at first. This like energy, you're watching this wave build up around you, and it starts speeding up faster and faster, and these night gaunts are going sailing. Some of them are just popping as they're just exploding in the air. Some of them are getting flung back. Lightning is arcing around everywhere, and you all hear this thunder roll from over top of you as the sky is turning into this. First it was this blood red, now it's like this red and mix of black. And Laura, you taken out another chunk, so there's probably maybe a third of these night gaunts left now. You can still move if you'd like to, so would you like to go further up, back down?
I guess just kind of like try and like dash through them and take them out with my wings if we want to let that be a thing. Just kind of like
you could do like windstream.
Like an environmental accident. I'm just trying to fly through them and like confuse them kind of thing. And if they get hit, so be it.
So you just dash through these night gaunts, and just because you're very large, the windstream just like they all just go sailing, and they're trying to reorient themselves. Some of them are just plummeting down, and these night gaunts are very confused, as much as you can tell. They don't have a face, so it's kind of hard to read. And also, you've never been this big of a bird before, so you're just dashing through them and like sailing around. The lightning is increasing more and more as you're up here. Down below where you all are, that pool of blood starts forming up even more. It now starts to rise. You watch as pieces of metal start twisting and turning. They're lifting up. You watch as they start forming into like hands, and the blood starts like forming up with them. Fire is illuminating suddenly these shoulders as this head lifts up of this being, this metal mask composed of bone and steel and flame. As they lift themselves up, this being's probably about 14 feet tall, composed of blood, steel, and fire. They stretch as their hands reach out. The dwarvens around them and the cultists just are consumed with fire as they all fall down. This being looks at this war raging on. People just screaming and charging forward. As people look upon Varkashka, the demigod of war and destruction, they are suddenly given a fervor. The creatures are increase in intensity as they rush forward, and the people staring from the walls look upon this demigod, and they're increased with this blood rage as everyone has forgotten their well-being and is now leaning in for the kill. The demigod lifts a hand, and you watch as bones and bodies of creatures form into this massive throne. And they sit down as the ground turned black around them, these red cracks forming along outside their throne. They cross their legs, put one elbow on an arm of the chair, and lean forward, watching as the battle unfolds. We go over to Kritak. Kritak, you don't know any of this is going on. You heard some thunder.
Yeah, so Kritak just busted in, and he's kind of in PSA mode right now. So to anyone that will listen, he's sort of like, everyone, well, first of all, I'm invisible right now. It's really dangerous out there. I'm sorry for smashing your window. I know some stained glass specialists where I live, so I'll get them on that tomorrow, or, well, ASAP anyways. But I need help from all of you. You can help me find this hammer that's got stars on it. I need it like really badly to sort of deal with this whole situation. If you help me find that, I can pretty much promise you everything will be okay. So he's just kind of trying to persuade everyone, I guess.
Yeah, roll me that persuasion.
And that is a 25 altogether.
Wow. People hear that there is potential for all of this to be done, and they're stoked. Like, yep, the hammer sounds great. They're moving things, they're flipping over pews, they're looking for stuff. There is a priest here, and they're wearing this mask of a smiling dwarf, this golden mask, this beard reaching down and twisting into these three braids. So you know this is a cleric of Borodon. And they're looking at, let's see, there's hammer, yes, there's crypts below. Okay, cool. Help me move this. Invisible people, people I can see, help me move this over here.
Kritak runs over and helps.
So you're moving furniture, you're dragging it along. People are like, oh, we're gonna be done, this is gonna be over. And Kritak, you just hear in your head, hell yes, we're so close. This is so awesome. Oh my god, we're gonna smash open this crypt or whatever the hell. I don't care, desecrate it, just grab that frickin' hammer. Oh, you grab that hammer, you can clang my goddamn sword together. We're gonna, oh, Kritak, I feel it. I feel there's a darkness inside of you. I feel it. It's so close. We can do this.
Yeah, Kritak's starting to feel kind of almost inspired by the Darkblade voice now. And he doesn't really reply. He just kind of feverishly presses on, trying to help move stuff and get into the crypt.
So you're moving this furniture, you're pushing things around. This rug is ripped back, and you see that there is this trap door that goes down below, and there's a lock on it. So people are like banging on it. The priest is searching around for keys. So that's what's happening at the moment. Is there anything you try to do?
I just kind of say, everyone stand back a bit. There's no time to waste. And Kritak tries to like Eldritch blast it open.
Yeah, that works. You just blast forward, this lock shatters. Ripping open this crypt, this quick, like, air comes up and it's stale. It smells of mold and must. And you look down, there are these old wooden stairs going down. There are cobwebs everywhere. It doesn't look like this has been used in quite some time.
He just kind of jumps down and sort of like uses his wings to sort of flutter to the ground down there. And just like calls out, if anyone can get down here, help me out, that'd be much appreciated.
The cleric follows behind you. They hold out their hand, and this light just emits as you're looking around. This golden light just shows there are crypts everywhere. It actually goes on for longer than you thought. And it seems like as you're looking at each of these tombs, it seems like these are actually tombs of heroes that have passed. And they were buried here, so maybe they're from this town? You're not sure. Roll me an investigation check.
It's a 9.
So you are just quickly looking around. You're opening up the odd tomb, and you see that there is like a mummified hero in there. Some of them are holding onto weapons. Some of them are wearing very ornate armor. And so right now, we'll leave you just pushing through all the stuff in there, trying to find this hammer. We go back. TK, you look down upon the demigod you have called to. The righteous fury erupts into bloodlust. You feel it in you. You're here. You can do this. You can rip this creature apart.
Yeah, the second that feeling overcomes her, she decides that she's going to give Arkashka an offering, and she just wraps her brain around this monster's innards. She just wants to rip them all straight out through the hole.
Ooh, I like it. All right, we're going to roll contested because this creature doesn't want its innards pulled out. I got 21.
I also got 21.
So you're pulling, and this creature's trying to resist you. You're still hurting it because your organs are supposed to just stay, and you're pulling. So you're pushing them against it while it's trying to like push at you. So roll me 3d6 of crushing damage that you're doing. And this creature's about to do the same.
Wait, am I doing okay, never mind. That only applies if it's something one size larger than me. You said 3d6?
Yes.
That'd be 13.
So you are crushing this creature's innards as you're pulling them towards you. You're trying to make this hole bigger, and this hand just, as it like swats down on you right there, and it pushes the chainsaw in more, which isn't great for it. But you feel this crush at your back as you take 15 points of damage.
Oh, glad I took that pushing.
You feel your body just creaking under the pressure as you're still holding on to this chainsaw, eyes wide. And this creature...
You weak-ass piece of shit! Those huge freaking guts are mine!
I'm going to eat you, you little shit!
I'm gonna eat you!
And the bugs start swarming around its face as it's kind of like swatting away from them as these bugs are starting to bite and try to eat the creature. The creature looks over at this tower where the two of you are, and it narrows some of its eyes at you. Some of its eyes are still fixated on TK. And the two of you make me dexterity saving throws.
That's not good.
I got a dirty 20.
That's a 7.
All right.
Use an inspiration.
There are points.
How
in the
many do
pool.
we have?
I think we have 3 left.
Okay, I will use one.
Everybody has been graciously donating to this
Yes,
pool.
thank you to everyone in the chat.
Thank you, chat. Instead of
us
a
alive.
7, I got a 21.
Yeah.
All
okay.
right.
Much better.
So you two don't fall to your doom. The tower suddenly blows up, and the two of you see this. And in classic action movie sequence, you both jump, and you're sailing through the air as the explosion happens. Bricks go sailing. Some crush Dwarvens, some crush soldiers. As you're going towards the wall, and so thankfully it's a pretty short fall from where you are because already a third of the tower has been ripped off. So you fall down, only taking 2 damage each as you're rolling. And you kind of like, you have to do like a bit of a run. It's like you roll, hit the ground, get up, moving, and then you stop, just bewildered as the tower is now pretty much level with the rest of the wall of the keep. You're watching creatures jump up here. There are some beings that are these massive hulking creatures, look kind of like how we described Chip. And like there's these like giant, just full of muscle, tiny legs. They're kind of like lifting themselves around. Oh no, did this just freeze? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you.
The
Okay,
music got wonky for a second, but
Yeah, that's just the weather. Okay, looks like we're back. All right, so you see these giant hulking creatures, like they're walking on their knuckles. They have tiny legs. You see that there are other beings. They got like 6 legs and they're moving. They have like a slug-like body, firing off this acid. And then you see like the night gaunts are all gone, so the sky is mostly clear. But these black clouds, these arcing down this lightning that are starting to slam into houses. And so the two of you now are on top of this wall. What would you like to do up there?
I quickly adjust myself to be within 5 feet of Weary. And I did he just tear down the tower with another laser?
It was more like, kind of think of it like it looked at the tower and the tower exploded from the inside.
Oh, okay. How far away is the dragon monster from me?
15, 20 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought we were farther away. Okay, I still have my crossbow out, and I'm just gonna turn and actually... no, because I can do 2 if I don't use the crossbow. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, I have to do this. Okay, I drop my crossbow, pull out my 2 daggers. I'm gonna sling both of them at the monster's, basically its face. I'm gonna do the first attack. Nice, 17 plus... Like 24 on the first one. Very bad, 9 on the second one. So the second one misses. But the first one, is I assume a 24 hits.
Yes.
Hopefully. And it's not a lot of damage. It's only 7 damage, but I'm declaring a trick shot. And I get to add my sneak attack because I hit it for... What is that? That's 6 on the sneak attack, and I'm declaring it a disabling shot. Basically, you are disabling the attacking limb or apparatus, and damage dealt by the creature is halved until my next turn.
Does that have to make a save? Or...
Oh, yes. It's a DC... It's a 15.
Doesn't matter.
Dex. Yay!
So, this creature, it gets hit in the face, and it does like a weird face twitch as its beak starts like opening and closing, and the tentacles are just flailing around it. And it's just making these weird sounds as it's flailing around. TK, you're just drilling away with this chainsaw. Alora, so the last of the night gaunts are swarming towards you. You're swarming towards them. This lightning is crackling around you. What would you like to do?
What all... I know I just sent you like a 5e Thunderbird that I'd found, but what all does the 3.5e...
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Currently, it can shoot out rays of thunder and lightning as it spreads out its wings with a 200-foot range. Creatures hit by it are stunned, deafened, and take 4d6 damage. You also can make this storm much worse, and bolts of lightning start striking random creatures, dealing 12d6 damage.
Hey, Google. Flip a coin. You got heads. All right, we'll do the first one.
All right. So you're shooting this thunderbolt. Let's see. They have to make a saving throw, and you need to roll 46.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, math is hard. Oh, I'm a doof. That's okay.
So what'd you get?
18.
So you
I forgot what 5 plus 1 was for a minute and was like, why can't I do the math?
It happens. So you blast this out. It shoots forward, eradicating the rest of the night gaunts in front of you as you roar out triumphantly, just splitting through the clouds, coming back down, and these creatures are no more. You know that everyone is fighting below the clouds at the moment.
Yeah, I'll kind of lower myself, I guess, and just kind of like scan the battlefield on how I can help, or if I need to actually be on the ground. So
you dip below the clouds. Looking out, you see TK, chainsaw, revving, just gore flying everywhere. This creature, pretty wounded, angry, the keep in tatters. The creatures are all pouring into the keep. The soldiers are fighting. You now see Barkashka sitting on this throne of corpses, watching this war unfold. You look out, you see the glow starting to falter around the church where Kritak should be. You glance out to the side. You see there is this large war balloon that you dealt with before starting to sail your way. You hear over the radio, Chambers, you son of a bitch! Being shouted. You see, coming more from the southern area, is 3 individuals on hippoaxes just charging forward. It looks from where you are, because you have this excellent bird vision, you see a troll, a large mutated human, and Bonesaw, the one and only, on these hippoaxes coming towards this area. You look to the north, and you can actually see there are a number of other people riding on these spider horses. You see that there are these hulking beings that look much like Trevatha, who Weary was traveling with, just slamming down on the ground, running with them. And these 3 forces are all coming towards Greenest as this fight is erupting more and more. Kritak, you are opening up caskets. You are moving things with much fervor. You are starting to get panicked. You can hear the sounds of the creatures getting closer and closer to this church. And finally, you see it. You see this massive hammer. It's basically like a maul. You see on one side of it, it has this screaming face. On the other side, it has this smiling, laughing face. The stick of the hammer, the handle is this massive bone of a giant creature. And as you grab onto it, you hear, yes! And we'll end it there.
Oh!
All right.
Oh!
Very cool. I don't have spell slots. This is going to be great.
It's going to be great.
I love this. This is awesome.
Just go hide and take a nap.
Yeah.
Oh.
Forgive you.
Just going to take a long
TK's
rest
feeling
real
pretty
quick.
good.
Yeah.
Kritak's going to unleash the darkness in their heart.
Yeah.
We're gonna get all WWE up in here soon.
Stay tuned
Yeah,
for next
WWE
session.
emo maybe.
Stay tuned for next session where Weary
But it's
desperately
Bonesaw.
looks for environmental effects to chuck at other people because I'm out of spells, but I do have telekinesis.
Did you all have fun today?
Yes.
Yeah.
And listeners, remember, they're only level 4.
We're level
Yeah.
4.
I
Fun?
put that in chat. I was like, yeah, we're only level 4, and Lucas has tried to kill us like 6 times by now.
Can't believe Bonesaw's back. Who could have seen that coming?
Bonesaw.
I've got a chainsaw for
Oh
Bonesaw.
my god, you can do the chainsaw duel from Resident Evil 7!
As we all know,
Wow.
chainsaw duels are very effective in morale.
They're super good. Everybody loves them.
Oh, this ended really well. That was a really good idea, becoming that Thunderbird. That really set the mood of the Lord charging in. I had a few
Yeah.
ideas. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen though. I'm basically just handing this free token of what do you want to do.
Yeah, and I was going through my spells because I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do like mold earth, try and build like a wall, and da 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 da. And I was like, oh, I have power. Fuck that.
Yeah, let's go hard.
It's gonna get
Scary
pretty wild. We are bringing all the NPCs together.
Oh, boy.
that are mad. So
Oh, Steve is gonna be there.
Oh man.
yeah, just try to sell
Classic. Yeah, Steve is gonna be there picking things off the corpses.
Oh
to
yeah,
sell.
Steve is looting. Just a war crime, just taking stuff while this
Steve
is all going
is a war
on.
criminal. We said it here first. Steve the
Yeah.
robot is a war criminal.
And we are loyal patrons of Steve.
Unfortunately,
That's true. Good stuff.
I did steal his blanket, so it is what it is.
Well, thank you all for coming on by. This was a really fun battle, and make sure you come in next week because it's gonna get real good.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a lot of explosions, a lot of creatures just dying and attacking and destroying more things, and we're gonna see how far we can push level 4 characters. The answer is to the moon, quite literally. I won't send you there. Don't worry.
that's season.
You know
2
why we
shit.
don't believe you?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
I have
You know,
sent you to the
it's
moon.
definitely a season 2 thing if I ever did see one.
That's true. I don't hold back for season 1.
Straight to the moon.
But thank you all for joining us. Just a quick heads up. We will not be having a session on the 24th, as that is my anniversary, and I do not want to play D&D on my anniversary. I want to relax. So just know that the 24th, we won't be having a session. The next session, I am positive, will be the end of season 1. So we will have quite a large cinematic finale for that. So be very excited. And after that, on the 31st of August, the 7th of September, and 14th of September, so basically the next 3 sessions, we will be having guests come in that will be doing a Western one-shot that will be, well, I guess 3-shot, that'll be exploring some things that are happening in the world and giving some context as to what the randos will be looking into for season 2. So be very excited for that. We'll be posting about it all over social media, and I'll talk about it more next Tuesday.
That's dope.
But let's go around the table, say where we can find you, any cool things you're doing, any recommendations you might have. On Monday, we are running the 2nd episode of The Lost Tower of Ambrosia. So if you want to see Dungeoneers jumping into a tower and just seeing if they can survive, or if they're going to be turned into a frightening librarian, or if they're going to, be consumed by the tower itself, wait and see. Come join us next Monday. That's at 7 p.m. CST. We're having a bunch of guests. We're having Xander from Heartbeats. We have Nicola the Druid. I'm blanking on where you can find her. We have someone known as Vortox, who guested on the Backwater Bastards. And we also have Alex, who is from a couple of characters. So they'll all be jumping into that tower. The other thing I want to talk about is we have a Patreon. So we are doing an actual choose your own adventure audio drama. So it's following 4CK. So you get to vote on what's actually happening to this poor Automata and friends. So far, people have voted to have 4CK befriend a sea elf and a giant gelatinous ooze known as the gelatinous rube, and they're going to hunt down the cult, and it looks like people are sending 4CK to go and destroy a bunch of undead down a frightening cavern by themselves, so that should go well. But
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, go to the
patrons,
Patreon.
If you kill 4CK, I will fight you.
Yeah, and we create audio dramas based on your choices, so a lot of fun there. All right, so other places you can find me. I run Battle of the 7 Dice Twitter at Ballad7Dice. I also run the podcast for Battle of the 7 Dice, which is a lovely tale of heroes being dragged into an eldritch war that is consuming the Forgotten Realms, and I am wrecking it and ruining all the Forgotten Realms lore because I can, and no one can stop me. I'm mad with power. What I am going to be promoting is, let's see, I have written here. Look
In
through
his
my mini
handy
notes.
dandy notebook.
It's so helpful. My phone is just filled with lies. So, Pod Jam. So there is a online convention that is happening this weekend. Pod Jam 2021. It is run by the Penwitch Studios. So make sure you check that out. It's a virtual convention, geek culture. They're having. Wow, I am blanking on words. They're having roundtables discussing actual plays, discussing editing, other techniques, marketing. They also have descriptions on a horror hour without being a dick. And they even have live shows from the lovely Craftians and Behold Her. So make sure you go check that out. That's this weekend. Podjam 2021, run by Penwitch Studios. I will hand it over to Ian.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ian. You can find me on Twitter at Ian_Caliente. And you can find the things I'm in, a lot of things, more than you would expect this year for whatever reason. I'm still GMing the as guest GM for the Are We Dead Yet podcast for their Road to WrestleMania game. It is 5e fantasy magic wrestling. Sleeves are illegal. Crime apparently isn't. Poisoning the food supply with stuff to make you more suggestible, also sort of legal, I guess. We go places. It gets weird. There's a dog that wants to take over the world. You will meet that dog if you listen to the show. So this is the Are We Dead Yet podcast, and look for the Road to WrestleMania episodes. They release every 1st and 15th of the month. So the next episode is coming up in 5 days, and it is the 5th episode, which means there will only be one more. I believe it's 6 episodes overall. So that'll be the end of that by the end of this month. So I'm really excited. Other thing is I have a project that I'm in as a cast member coming out in October. So more on that eventually, but it is spooky and it does deal with like me playing another caster, but slightly more competent this time. And then on a personal note, me and a good friend of mine have finally started recording audio for our actual play podcast using the Demigods powered by the Apocalypse system. And it has a name now. We came up with a name. We have characters. It's really exciting. We did our like session 0.5 of like establishing how everyone got together. Spoilers, it's because of ghosts. And there's a creepy eyeball monster. And there's an ancient Greek box that maybe if you connect the dots, you can tell what kind of famous box those Greeks like. But be that as it may, it has a name now, and it's called Demigods of Seaside Valley. And
Ooh.
I'm very excited to be able to bring it to you all once it exists in an official capacity. Because right now, that 0.5 might not be released, but the 1.0 certainly will. And I'm very excited to bring that to you all when it happens. But I will not give a definitive date because we still have to record a bunch of stuff and edit a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I'm just really excited about that.
That is awesome. I'm excited to hear it. And I do understand the editing lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. I'm learning because my friend has experience in that and audio engineering stuff. So I'm nearby, like the Spider-Man meme, just like learning so that I can also know how to do things.
Nice. Meg.
Hey, I'm Meg. You can find me on Twitter at Narnia's Pants, where right now I'm currently screaming about the idiocy that is my kindergartners that I have this year. Help me. It's gonna be a rough year, y'all. Big thank you to everyone who has donated stuff to my classroom and or given me funds, whatever. It has helped so much. Whoever gave me boom whackers, by the way, thank you. Put your names on things, damn it. But yeah, thank you for everything. All of my other stuff, ways you can help out my classroom with my kids. As usual, I work with as a reminder, I guess, I work with Title I kids and a very, very, very low income neighborhood. My school budget is $200, I think. I have no idea what it is this year. It might be less. Who knows? So anything and everything is always wonderful and appreciated. And my kids were super hyped to get to see some of the new stuff we got over break, and even the bright yellow xylophone that Lucas bought me for my birthday. They're like, "Oh, it's yellow!" And I was like, "Yes, guys, it's yellow. Calm down."
I was so worried. I was like, I saw you posted pictures of being out like camping or something. I'm like, oh god, did that show?
But yeah, so it's, again, big thank you to everyone who has given us stuff. My kids and I have greatly appreciated it. And you can find me here, because if I try to take on anything else, I think I lose my mind. I lose a week with Lucas and I get turned into a tree or thrown to the moon. So, I don't know if I want to do that with other games. I'm a little traumatized. Thanks, Lucas.
You do it again. I set the bar.
So yeah, you can always find me here, screaming in the Discord we've got for Ballad and Rise. It's usually me just going, wait, shit, what happened? Wait, when did I get that? Because I have the memory of a goldfish. So you can find me there. You can find me on Twitter, where I'm screaming affirmations at everybody and screaming about my children. So thank you.
Awesome. Jess.
Great. Thank you all for coming out. I don't have a Twitter still. I just have my art Instagram, art_fantastical. It's just Rise memes at this point.
Peer pressure. Get a Twitter.
No.
Post your memes on Twitter.
Social media is my job. I don't want to do it for fun.
Don't get it. Don't get a Twitter. It's not worth it.
I want a Twitter. But what was I going to shout out? Oh, yeah. I want to give a shout out to my friends, Tessa and Kay. I've shouted them out before, but they were on hiatus and now they're not. They have a actual play show called the Crit Fail Club, where it's ladies playing D&D poorly. And they are starting their new season. They've been on hiatus for a while. They're starting a new season, and it is called Crit Fail Club Restoration. And it's going to follow a group of adventurers who are working for the Administration for Planar Temporal Analysis and Protection, perfecting the past to safeguard our future. Basically making sure that better adventurers complete their quests in the way that they're meant to on the timeline. So I assume they're just great. They're very funny people. And if you need a new show, give it a listen to. It's Crit Fail Club Restoration. It's where you can listen wherever you find your podcasts and also on YouTube. So, yeah.
Awesome. Eve.
Hello, you can find me at swatting at friggin' gnats. You can find me over at Twitter at Copper Harpy. That is copper as in the metal, harpy as in the bird monster. And let's see. This week I'm going to recommend Mystery County Monster Hunter Club, which is a fun Monster of the Week podcast. Pretty good time so far. Just a lot of dumbass teens getting up into dumbass teen antics. And then this weekend I will also be recording with Critical Bits, so look forward to episode 69.
Nice. Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason_42 here and on Twitter. First of all, I'm doing a Lost Tower of Ambrosia challenge. I'm going to paste that Spotify link in the chat for anyone who wants to follow along. It's basically just going through the content of all of the guests on the Lost Tower. So right now I'm listening to No Mercy. I'm at the season 2 finale, so getting close to the end of that part of the playlist. They've gotten way better as they've gone on. The show is really, really good. I laughed my ass off at Steve the Chopper. I highly recommend if you want to just listen to one episode, that's the one. It's really good. And for the record, Nicola or Nicola, I'm not sure what the E sound is in your name, requested Good Better Quest / side quests. Yeah. So anyways, check that out if you want to listen along. And thanks for coming out and watching, everyone.
So show up next Tuesday